Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to cover a video which a lot of you are probably searching for, and it's how to correctly manage cookies on your website. In particular, I'm talking about the little pop-up banner known as a cookie compliance banner. Now, let's go ahead and look at a demo right now. There's a couple of things that we have to consider when we're building out a cookie banner. So as you can see right here, cookie banners typically slide up, slide down, take over the screen, for example, on mobile view. And there's just lots of things to consider. Which cookies do we allow the user to consent to? What happens once they've allowed? What if they want to change their mind? You see, like, we might have to go ahead and allow them to change their settings. All of this is stuff that needs to be built, and we don't typically want to go ahead and have to do this manually ourselves. This is where something like a consent management platform such as Cookiebot comes into play. Absolutely clutch. Today I'm going to show you how to implement something such as Cookiebot into your app to easily handle cookie compliance. This means that you'll be able to get the correct user consent so that your website is now compliant with data privacy laws. This can include things like GDPR, Digital Markets Act, or many more such as CCPA in America. And what this essentially means is we have to ask the user, can we start collecting some information about you? If you don't, you could land yourself in a bit of trouble. So why should we trust a platform like this? Well, firstly, 2.1 million different websites and apps are using it. And also it's got over 7.1 billion monthly user consent. So it's tested and proven, and they take all the hard work off your hands. And yes, they have a free plan, so it's all covered for you. This is not to go ahead and push you into some paid platform. This is definitely going to work for you, solve the problem super easy, and I'm going to show you how to implement it inside of React and Next.js super simply. The best part as well is once we've gone ahead and configured it, we can actually go ahead and use their really nice dashboard to go ahead and customize it. I'll give you a little sneak peek right now as to what that will look like. But here you can see, if we go into the configuration inside of the dashboard, we can go ahead and customize the look of it, the different position. If we want it to slide up from the top, we can even have it go ahead and slide down or push down and so forth. It's really, really nice and easy to customize. We can even go ahead and change it from a bar to a dialogue and so forth. And what's really cool is that they have templates to go ahead and already allow you to collect the required information, so it takes all the guesswork out of it. It works out of the box with things like WordPress, Google Tag Manager and so forth, but I'm going to show you how to implement it the way we know best, the raw JavaScript coding way. So let's dive straight into a demo to show you how to get it set up. Well, firstly, over here, this is a demo of what I just showed you. So this is literally going to be what we're going to be building today. So we're going to go ahead and get all of this working on our website so we can go ahead and allow cookies and allow the user to modify their consent state. Okay, so if they want to change their consent or withdraw, they can do everything that they need to so your website is fully compliant. So first thing up is I have a Next.js template app right here. So I'm simply going to go ahead and spin this up. This is just a basic starter template, nothing special happening here, guys. I can go ahead and close that for us to make it very, very simple. And then what I want to do is head over to app page.tsx, and this is essentially where I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up. So I want to spin this app up for right now. So we're going to go ahead and just do an npm run dev like so, hit enter. This will spin up on localhost 3000, and what we should see now is a nice little page like so spin up. So you should get the Next.js starting point. Okay, now to make things a bit more simple, I'm going to go ahead and remove a couple of these things such as the image. Let's go ahead and just get rid of the image, just get rid of the ordered list, for example. And now you can see we've just got a deploy and read our docs button. Okay, so much more simple. In fact, I'm going to make it even more simple by actually going ahead and putting inside of the div, I'm just going to say h1 Cookiebot demo. Okay. Now, as you can see, we've got a Cookiebot demo. Now, the first thing I want to do is actually add the special bit of JavaScript required to get something like Cookiebot actually set up on the website, so we can get these nice pop-ups and banners. So you want to head over to cookiebot.com. There is a link in the description. It helps us out if you go through it, so make sure you do. And all you want to do is click on Start Your Free Trial. Okay, once you go ahead and do this, it will send you to a login form. Now, I've already logged in, so I'm going to go ahead and skip. And it's worth mentioning that you do get a 14-day free trial of all the premium features. However, for many of you, the free features should be more than enough. So once you're logged in, you'll land on your dashboard. You can see I've got an account right here, and it's fairly straightforward. The first step that we need to do is go ahead and head over to domains and aliases. This is because we need to tell it which domain it can actually run on. Now, you can see here I've got my Vercel app deployment. Now, if you haven't already done so, with your brand new app, I want you to go ahead and deploy it. And I'm not going to go over how to deploy apps, but in this case, if you are deploying to, say, Vercel, you would just simply type in Vercel, ensuring you've got the CLI commands all installed. Then we're going to go ahead and say Vercel-prod. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this up and deploy it right now. So we're going to deploy it to my default team. I'm going to go ahead and use the default Vercel settings. And once this is done, I should get a URL from Vercel themselves. And this is going to be the one that I'm going to use. Now, of course, if you've deployed it to your own custom domain, set up your website. So you're at, for example, sunnysanga.com, you would use that as the domain name. And this is for a couple of reasons, because you don't want your cookie banner's code being manipulated or copied and used elsewhere. It should only work on your domain. So once that's done, I want you to go ahead and grab this link right here. So I have this entire link over here, and I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and simply delete the selected one right here. So you can go ahead and click on delete selected, go ahead and remove that like so. And then you want to click on add domain, and you want to paste in this right here. Now you can change your scan frequency. Well, what does this mean? It means that basically user-centric Cookiebot is going to go ahead and scan our domain to show us which cookies we're actually requesting from a user. This is really important because then we can inform the user correctly in the prompt that they are going ahead and getting data collected from, for example, 6 different resources, whether it's Google Ads, Facebook, whatever the case. You will go ahead and find out which cookies you are collecting information from by using this scan feature. We're going to click on the add domain button next, and then you can go ahead and see that this will pop up. Okay, so once you've done that, all I want you to do is head down, and I want you to go ahead and pay attention to this next section right here. So once you've got to that point, you want to go down and click on the alias for testing area. Now, this is the important part, because when you're developing in your local host environment, you actually have to add a domain alias. Otherwise, it won't show in your local dev environment. And that's a bit annoying because we want to get this up and running correctly. So you want to go ahead and type in a local host like so, and click on add domain alias. And now this will work with our local host developer environment. The next step is pretty much the easier part. So you can go ahead and use their implementation code right here. So they give you the scripts, so you can go ahead and input it like so. I don't think this is the easiest way. I've actually found a much easier way. You can use any of these implementations. So you've got WordPress, Google Tag Manager, Shopify, a bunch of others. And also you've got the JavaScript SDK, but your boy always finds an easier way. So in this case, all we need to do is copy this here, the domain group ID. So we're going to copy that value for later. And then we're going to Google React Cookiebot. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and simply type in React Cookiebot into Google, and it will be one of the first ones that pops up, React Cookiebot like so. This is going to be really easy to set up. Now, as you can see here, we've got a bunch of documentation, and what they're showing you is old snippets from the previous account that was in use. But I've already showed you how to go ahead and set it up with the new user interface. Okay, so what we want to do now is implement Cookiebot. So we're going to go ahead and copy this install command. So npm i react cookiebot. Head back over to our code, and I'm simply going to go ahead and install it into our project. Okay. Now, the next step is we're going to prepare our homepage to go ahead and accept this cookie banner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import React Cookie Banner like so. And then as you can see, sometimes with some dependencies, we do not have the correct type definition. So I want you to copy that little command right there, and we're going to install the type dependencies. As you can see, it adds it. And then shortly after a second, that will disappear. So we're good for now. The next step is, this is going to be a client component. So I want it to be interactive with that banner. So I'm going to convert my homepage to a client component. And then I'm going to get the domain group ID saved in a variable. So let's go ahead and say domain group ID. And in this case, you could put this in an environment variable, but because this is a very simple demo, I'm just going to go ahead and show you super simply what we're going to do. So I'm going to copy the domain group ID like so, head back over to my app. So in this case, we've got our app over here. Let's go ahead and pop in our domain group ID like so. Okay. Now the next step is I want to actually render it. So to render it on the screen, what we can do is we can use this nifty npm package, which makes it so easy to do so. All I need to do is simply pop it in like so. React Cookiebot is the component. We pass in the prop domain group ID, and we simply give it the value. Now, you can also go ahead and give it the language, and you can actually force a language inside of it, such as Spanish, for example, and so forth. But in this case, we've actually set it up to be auto-detecting, and I'll show you how to customize it in just a sec. We hit save. And now let's give it a try and see if everything's working, right? So what I want you to do is firstly head back over to our website. So in this case, we've got HTTP localhost 3000, and you'll see I've got a little pop-up down here, right? And as you can see, it's already working. It's showing here. So if we go ahead and click on change our consent, you can see, look, test. If I was to refresh, we've already gone ahead and accepted on localhost before. So to make sure that you get a fair test, what I want you to do is basically right click, click on inspect if you're using Chrome or Arc. And then I want you to go to application tab. And here, where we have this over here, what I want you to do is simply go ahead and pull this out and click on clear site data. Now, when you refresh your page, we should get a fresh banner. This is exactly the user experience that our user will be getting. And as you can see, immediately we have cookie compliance. So you can see here, we've already got the ability for the user to go ahead and select all of their details. They can go ahead and read more about the different types of consent that you're giving and so forth. And then they can click on allow. Now, if they want to change it at any time, they've got that nice little pop-up in the corner where they can go ahead and change it. And this allows us to be completely compliant. And just like that, guys, it's set up. But that's not all. How would I go ahead and customize it? Okay, and even then, how can I go ahead and check if it's correctly injected into the site or not? Well, there's a couple of tricks. Well, firstly, I'm going to show you a nice little trick to see if Cookiebot was successfully injected into the site. So I'm going to simply go ahead and use a piece of state here. And it's just going to go ahead and check if Cookiebot's been correctly used. We're going to then pop in a button. I'm going to pop the button in underneath here. Now ignore the styling. This is just some very basic styling, but it says press here to check if Cookiebot is injected into the site correctly. What this will do is when I click the button, we're going to set our variable, our piece of state, set has Cookiebot to, we're going to check the document to see if there is a Cookiebot cookie present on the page, right? Now, if that's the case, then what we should see underneath, we can go ahead and pop it in like so. If that's the case, then this will be set to true. And then we can render out a p tag, which simply says Cookiebot is successfully injected into the site, like so. What I want you to do now is head back over. And as you can see, we've got this all in a line, so a little bit of minor styling here, but we can go ahead and change that easily. Your Cookiebot demo, press here to check if Cookiebot is injected into the site correctly. Press it, Cookiebot is successfully injected into the site. We can hit a refresh and we can test it over and over again. You would not see that if it did not correctly get installed. So this is my quick template to go ahead and get up and running. Now let's talk about how to go ahead and customize it, okay? So what we can do is we can head over to the implementation. And what you might have seen is in some of the documentation, you see this old sort of layout, right? If you ever want to get to this, what you can do is at the top right, you can click on Cookiebot Manager, and this will take you to that old UI. We don't actually need to use that anymore, right? In this case, what we can do is we can actually make it very, very simple by simply going to the Configuration tab. And as you can see, this is where we can customize everything about that cookie banner. We can change the design, we can change the logo, the theming, we can make it custom and so forth, as well as the buttons. For example, if I just want all of the buttons to be an outline, or if I want a mixed effect, right? Then we have the compliance. We have multi-level, we can have accept only. For example, if you want it to be very, very straightforward, you can go ahead and do that, accept and decline, all these different options that we can go ahead and have. And they've got different options like here, you can have default toggles and so forth, right? So you can really customize this to your heart's content. And like I showed you before, you can start with a template. For example, if I was to click on GDPR, you can go ahead and move forward with the GDPR template and then save the changes accordingly. Now, if we go to content, you can see this is where we modify the content itself, all of the different values that you see, the text values, and we can also add the language option. So our default is English, but say, for example, you're supporting localization, so like Spanish, French, German, you can add the languages here and then change all of the information accordingly. And we can also modify this little privacy pop-up afterwards. Firstly, should we even show it? Right, so if you don't like that in the website, you can get rid of it. But if you want to go ahead and show it to allow the user to go ahead and modify afterwards, you can do it like so. And then you can also change the location of it, right? So depending on how your website is, you can go ahead and modify accordingly. We also have the declaration as well, so you can go ahead and show that if you need to, right? Once everything's done, you can go ahead and click on Save Changes. And if you really want to, you can click on Legislation Presets and apply the different presets to your existing template, okay? So fairly straightforward to go ahead and get set up. And you saw right there there and then, really quick, and everything was pretty much set up and working the way we needed it. The only thing I would recommend checking out after that is the cookies and reports. You can go ahead and play around for yourself, but you can check all the different cookies and trackers settings here. They have lots to offer as well. And you can see analytics as well. So the amount of different consents, the amount of opt-ins and opt-outs accordingly. And this will be really handy to actually visibly check if people are actually opting out for whatever reason. Maybe you said we're going to collect too much information. Then you can go ahead and see the analytics and so forth. So that way you can make sure that you don't overdo it with the approval and consent, right? And the final step is you can set up all of your settings, subscriptions, and management over here. So really easy to go ahead and get set up. So as you saw, guys, in 3 simple steps, it was easy to get cookie compliance. You simply create an account, we choose your banner, we customize it as we see fit, and I showed you how to implement it the easiest way using React and Next.js. And then we simply go ahead and implement it inside our app, and we go ahead and watch it and make it live. Now, of course, the little step in between is the domain. Make sure you add the domain and make sure you add the local host so it works in your development environment. But I really thought this tutorial was needed on the internet. I've yet to find something that simply explains this part and handles the entire cookie compliance so easily like this. And if you do have a production website out there, please do this, because it's really important that you make sure your website is compliant. I don't want people to get into trouble for no reason. And of course, the pricing. So as you guys can see, there's a free plan which gives you up to 50 sub pages of support and the limited feature set. You can go ahead and start for free there, and then it will simply go ahead and automatically upgrade or restrict your access as and when you scale up. So in this case, €7 per domain per month if you go ahead and go up, and then of course it gets bigger as you scale. Now, like I recommended, guys, start for free so you're compliant and you don't get in trouble. And then you can go ahead and monitor your usage and see if this fits for you. The main and short, simple answer here is, do you want to go ahead and do all of that manual work of adding in a cookie yourself? For example, the ability for them to modify, the ability for them to go ahead and add the consent banners, the animations, they're going ahead and making sure it's user responsive, all of this stuff. Do you want to really spend time building that? Or do you want to spend time building your next $1 million SaaS, right? That's the real focus here. Things like cookie compliance should be super easy and quick to go ahead and put to the side and handle. And that is exactly what Cookiebot has gone ahead and fixed for us in today's video. So that's it for today, guys. Make sure you check out Cookiebot with our special link in the description and get started for absolutely free today, so you can make sure you get the best in class cookie compliance solution out there, right? Again, super easy, super simple. I only recommend the stuff that I actually will use myself. This is one of them, because I don't want to be sitting there messing around with cookie compliance. I want it to be handled for me, and if things change, I want them to be able to handle that, and I can just simply go ahead and use a template to make my life a lot easier. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more topics just like this, make sure to do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe and bell notification icon so you don't miss any more gems just like this one. Until next time, guys, it's your boy Sunny, aka Papa React, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.